Welcome. You know, we have some really remarkable young people in our area doing great things, and we want to highlight them in our Kids Who Make San Antonio Great special. I'm Audrey Castoreno. Thanks for joining us. First up, Rebecca Curtis. The young teen is on a mission to share her love for books with her community by building a library for those who don't have access to literature. In her garage is where you can find Rebecca Curtis sorting through books.
I'm collecting from baby books all the way to adult books.
This small collection is part of her Girl Scouts Gold Award project called Quality Books for Quality Life, where she's working to build a library for families at Presbyterian Children's Homes and Services.
My goal is to give them enough books for a real library so that they're always accessible to residents there.
Her generous heart, something her mom says she adopted at an early age.
Well, Rebecca's always been very empathetic, very tender-hearted girl. And I think between her accident, just the year and a half of recovery that she went through, I think it helped to open her eyes even more to the needs of others.
When Rebecca was 10, a major accident in her backyard forced her to undergo 2 surgeries here in San Antonio.
I fell off the zip line in our backyard. I snapped the head off my femur and I broke both bones in my wrist.
But the accident would cause her to develop a bone disease that would require 2 other surgeries in Baltimore. That's when she first leaned on books for entertainment and therapy.
I love books. They're just a bit of an escape, I suppose. But I found that a nice thing to do while I was in recovery.
But she found the hospitality home in Baltimore where she was recovering didn't have many books.
They had lots of movies, but no children's books.
So thanks to the generosity of her family and friends back in Texas, the then 10-year-old began collecting books to leave behind.
I put together a little library for the hospitality house there in Baltimore.
So when her sweet 16th birthday rolled around this year, it was no surprise that Rebecca asked for books for her service project instead of gifts.
I'm very well provided for, so I didn't need more gifts, and it was just a good way to raise books.
A heart of gold, only growing through the years, making Rebecca a kid who makes San Antonio great. Love her mission. And a San Antonio kid's love for math and science allows him and his robotics team to compete at Worlds. But it's his leadership skills that make him a standout. Problem solving is what Haddon Molikoff loves about robotics.
I love the STEM aspect.
Competing with this team, the microchips in queso, makes this pastime even better.
I enjoy just the struggle of competing, the challenge of pitting yourself and your team against other people, and that the adrenaline that comes with that.
Joining the team as a freshman, he didn't always know where to focus his math and science skills.
My whole life, me and my family have felt like I was relatively good at math and science, but I never really enjoyed math or science by themselves. But coming into robotics allowed me to see that there are fun applications of these subjects. And so I intend to go into engineering, potentially specifically into robotics.
As a senior now, he stepped in as team captain to help guide his teammates during their first year of competition.
Haddon brings a lot of positivity to our team, and he is able to learn and also teach at the same time.
The team made up of 7th graders to high school aged, making it all the way to the World's competition, where they competed against all 50 states and 40 different countries.
You have to be unified. You have to be all approaching the same goal, sometimes from different angles. But even then, you're still unified. You're all approaching that same point to try and get there as fast as possible.
Him being team captain and representing us at the area and state and world levels was really cool to see.
The microchips in queso ranking 11th out of 40 teams in their division. His eagerness to lead with a compassionate heart while sharing his love for STEM is what makes Haddon Molikoff a kid who makes San Antonio great. And this next student has a heart for giving and leans into her passion for health and wellness. Audrey Harrison shares her motivation to give back to her community. Audrey Harrison is working to change what people think of San Antonio.
When people think about San Antonio, they always think about the food and the culture and stuff like that.
During her senior year, she joined the Mayor's Fitness Council, becoming a community ambassador.
It really inspires me to give back to my community because of what the community has given to me. And I just express my gratitude, and I want to really get engaged in my community.
Some of her mission including park cleanups.
It was really rewarding. Like, you come out here, you help clean up, and you know you did a good thing, because like we forget that places like this are homes for like animals, and getting out here also really benefits like your mental health and stuff like that, as well as your physical health.
Mayor Fitness Council Coordinator Andrea Baudelier says Audrey was a natural leader.
Audrey is she just has that passion about her, and immediately when she came into the Student Ambassador program, you could just tell that she really wanted to give back.
Giving back while keeping her community clean.
To me, health is money. My dad always says that. I hope to continue now that I graduated, definitely with even my campus, my home campus, maybe bringing it there. With projects like this, you can really take it anywhere.
Making Audrey Harrison a kid who makes San Antonio great. And another San Antonio teen is using his Eagle Scout project to give back. Edward Carr is on a mission to help folks get fresh produce into their homes. Most weekends you can find Edward Carr tending to his orchard, making sure his peach, pear, apple, and grapefruit trees are getting the water they need, and picking the vegetables from his garden boxes once ripe. It was during the height of COVID this Eagle Scout realized the need for fresh food in his community.
I realized that there were a lot of people who were going for food banks and stuff. And I noticed that a lot of the times there was fruit and vegetables at the food banks, but they weren't always the freshest.
So when it came time for Edward to think of his Eagle Scout project, it was clear to him that he needed to get to planting. His dad and Scout leader, Michael Carr, impressed with his idea for a free community orchard.
It's a great cause, and it definitely has long-lasting effects for not only Edward, but for the community.
But the project came with some challenges. Edward's orchard sits on the property of Resurrection United Methodist Church on the far southeast side, and the well there needed some costly work. So Edward reached out to local company Stevens Drilling, who jumped on the chance to help.
It's really awesome to see young people out today working with their hands, learning how to do stuff like this, and just the whole idea behind giving back to the community was really awesome. So it was hard to look away from. It's a great thing to do.
Thanks to the partnership, his trees slowly but surely yielding fruit for anyone who may need it.
There have definitely been people who have taken interest in this little project. And so I hope that very soon it'll spread. It maybe just grabs more attention as the trees get bigger, and more people are going to be able to come in and benefit from this.
Making Edward Carr a kid who makes San Antonio great. Sticking with the outdoor theme, a Taft High School student has created an inclusive space for all with the help of his bike. Zachary Carrasco's community work even got the attention of Mayor Ron Nirenberg.
All right, here we go.
Each week, a group of Taft students hop on their bikes to ride.
I love how people of all ages are still riding the trails. That's my favorite part.
The team, led by founder 15-year-old Zachary Carrasco.
It's a great day.
For Zachary, it's always a great day when he's riding.
At the age of 3, I was diagnosed with a congenital heart defect, which restricted me to doing a lot of impact sports. So I guess the whole thing about me not playing football and soccer, I kind of started wanting to start my own club, which includes everybody.
The next dirt trail, take it.
Starting his first bike club in middle school and continuing it with the Mayor's Fitness Challenge and development of the Taft High School Bike Club.
Getting those kiddos out of their comfort zones and teaching them more about biking and the outdoors, because life right now is all about technology, so getting everybody out there.
the 15-year-old seeing more kids getting interested in his favorite pastime.
They've been starting to get out more, and I guess a lot of people in band or ROTC are joining, so it's getting them more of prepping themselves for whether it's marching season coming up or when they have competitions for ROTC.
His bike club, now 2 years rolling, and getting recognition from the mayor.
For me to get recognized because I'm doing the right thing makes me feel good about myself, knowing that people care about what we're doing and our mission to getting a healthier San Antonio, getting a healthier Taft community.
Say hi to the camera.
Making Zachary Carrasco a kid who makes San Antonio great.
Love that. And a San Antonio teen has made it her mission to get what she sees as essential information to those coming across the border. Her compassion shining through her work.
We've all seen the images, migrants crossing the border with hopes of a better life for their children. For 16-year-old Maya Lopez, she personally knows the stories of these migrants.
My family is from El Paso, and my mother and my aunt and my grandparents immigrated here from Mexico.
So when it came time for this Girl Scout to think about starting her Gold Award project, the border and the families who have traveled so many miles for something better weighed on her heart.
I wanted to help them, even if it was just providing some information, because I knew that they're very susceptible to being trafficked, and they're a very vulnerable population.
So she got to work on her computer, putting together essential information.
What we wanted to make was a cultural orientation to the United States.
Information those new to the country might not know.
So we called it the Orientación Cultural.
Her pamphlet covering everything from interactions with police officers, food assistance, basic English phrases, as well as warnings.
This whole section is about how to avoid being trafficked. That was a really important topic I wanted to focus on, because they're so susceptible because they're new and they don't know the language. And so we ended up putting a picture of the universal sign for help.
Her family's church in El Paso reviewing the handout and wanting a draft right away.
They were immediately on board with it, and they wanted to use it immediately.
The sophomore in high school rushing to get the details finalized so the congregation could begin offering them to families who have just arrived.
Very glad that I finished it and that I got to help a lot of people, and that the church was very grateful for it.
Earning Maya her Gold Award in Girl Scouting, but also a newfound passion for helping those looking for a better life.
I want to continue to serve vulnerable populations especially, and because of my family was immigrated here, so I want to try to help out people like them.
Making Maya Lopez a kid who makes San Antonio great.
If you would like to meet more of the kids who make San Antonio great, head on over to our website at kens5.com/greatkids. Or you can see more videos on the KENS 5 Plus streaming app. Just click on the news menu at the top. I'm Audrey Castoreno. Thanks for watching.